Love is in the air. We reveal 10 reasons why we love our doll hobby, so 10 things that we love. Plus, come see our dollies all dressed up for the sweetest day of the year.
Hi, Dolly friends,
This is Kitty,
and I'm Totty.
and welcome to Little Wattle Nursery. Our channel is dedicated to our love of dolls and creating fun and positivity in the doll hobby, so stick around and have some dolly fun. Hi, Dolly family, it's Kitty, and thank you for being here today. How is everyone going? We hope you are happy and well and having fun playing with your dollies. It's coming up to that day where we express our love and gratitude towards our loved ones, and we decided to do something a little bit different this year on our channel. We're going to discuss the 10 things that we love about our doll hobby, and while we're doing this, we're going to introduce you to some of our dollies from our nursery who are all dressed up for the occasion. So I'll start with introducing you to two of our reborn dolls, Matilda May and Tiffany Grace. Matilda May was reborn by Tickle Pink Nursery, and she's wearing this gorgeous pink dress with matching bloomers. I'll just lift up the dress so you can see the bloomers. Aren't they gorgeous? And she's also wearing this really sweet matching headband. There's a floral decorative piece on top with some pearls. So super sweet, so perfect for this time of the year. And she's holding her precious lovey, her unicorn. Oh, she's so gorgeous. And sitting next to Tilly is Tiffany Grace, and she was reborn by Kiwi Serenity Reborns. And she's the Chloe sculpt by Natalie Blick. And Tiffany is wearing an outfit very similar to Tilly's. So you can see there's just some slight variations. And the outfits are from my favourite baby's clothing brand, Sardon. Now, although these two do not look alike, I often pair these dolls like twins in matching outfits. So we'll now move on and start talking about the 10 things we love about our doll collecting hobby. Starting with number 1, the first thing we love about our doll collecting hobby is the incredible variety of dolls there are on the market. It's so exciting to know that there are always new areas in the doll collecting hobby to research and new or different types of dolls to collect. Speaking of which, this is Amelia, my little Ashton Drake partial silicone dolly. This is her original outfit from the factory, and she just looks so super cute in her baby pink satin dress with matching bloomers and headband. Just pull this back so you can see the headband. Isn't that adorable? And this little basket that she's sitting in is also from Ashton Drake. Although I'm fascinated with silicone dolls, including their realism and how they are made, at this stage of my doll collecting hobby, I'm not interested in the big investment of a full body silicone doll, but I was able to venture into collecting something outside my comfort zone when Ashton Drake released this pretty doll. For a silicone doll, she was very affordable at $300, and it gave me an idea of what it was like to own a silicone doll. There's a lot of special care that needs to be taken with silicone dolls, including regular powdering, but the payoff is that their skin does feel very real. Her little hands are so squishy, and so are her little legs. So that's where the silicone starts, on the legs and on the arms. She's just so super cute, aren't you? But for me personally, my first love in our doll collection will probably always be American vintage dolls from the 1950s and 60s. My all-time favourite doll in our collection is my Paddy Play Pal Ruby, who is looking so super cute today in her pink dress with hearts. See, on her skirt she's even got hearts. She's so pretty, and she's got these gorgeous red satin ribbon bows in her hair. Ruby is the largest doll in our collection, standing at 36 inches tall, and she loves to cuddle all the baby dolls in our nursery. Ruby is cuddling our real-born doll, Lucinda Claire, who looks so sweet in her little handmade pink dress with matching bonnet and bloomers, which leads me on to the second thing that we love about our doll collecting hobby. We love how the hobby continues to change and evolve. For those who are new to reborn collecting, reborn dolls are an exciting innovation. Traditional reborn dolls are made by two artists, a sculpt artist who creates and manufactures the kit, and a reborn artist who paints and brings the kit to life. On the other hand, reborn dolls do not require a sculpt artist and are made with advanced scanning technology. Kits are created from real babies being scanned and photographed in a studio. The realistic results are incredible and the technology is amazing. Who knows how dolls will be made in the future, but if this scanning technology is any indication, the future looks bright, different and exciting. So moving across to these two little dollies looking sweet, so sweet in their matching pink Disney Bambi outfits. And look at the little matching floral headbands they've got on. Oh, they just look so super sweet. These two little cutie pies are Sulin and Baby May, and they are Paradise Galleries dolls. I'd love to get a few more Paradise Galleries dolls in our collection, but the shipping cost to Australia, it's pretty horrendous, which has honestly deterred me in the past. We pay nearly just as much for shipping as we do for the dolls, so it's not very economical. Plus, with the exchange rate, a $99 doll ends up costing us well over $250 to ship to Australia. So moving on to the third thing that we really enjoy about our hobby is connecting with other like-minded people from all around the world and making wonderful friendships. It's such a lovely feeling knowing that there are other people who love their dolls and their hobby just as much as we do, and the lovely friendships that are formed along the way is such a wonderful added benefit. I hope one day that we get to see some of our dolly friends in person. Perhaps at a doll show, it would be truly awesome. Which moves on to the fourth thing that we love about our hobby, which is watching others have fun with their dolls. We love seeing our dolly friends share their dolls and their hobby on their social media platforms. Not only do we get to share in the love, fun and excitement of their collections, but it also inspires us with our own collection. Speaking of which, these two Ashton Drake dolls are a classic example of how we discovered new dolls to add to our collection. Both these dolls are vintage Ashton Drake dolls, and we did not even know that they existed until we saw them in other Dolly Friends collections. Now, Hannah on the left, she is the Picture Perfect sculpt by Waltred Hannell, and on the right is little Aubrey, and she is Pretty in Pink, also by Waltred Hannell. And both are still dressed in their original outfits, which fits perfectly for today's theme. Now, do any of our viewers have these Ashton Drake dolls in their collection? Let us know if you do in the comments. The fifth thing we love about our doll hobby is having fun exploring new or different kinds of dolls, or even revisiting previous types of dolls in our collection. A great example of this is our Cabbage Patch Kids dolls. I started collecting Cabbage Patch Kids dolls way back in the 1980s. So this little CPK, her name is Ruby. That's the name that came on her birth certificate. And she was a Christmas gift from my parents in 1985. She was made in the PMI factory, which is not desired by serious collectors due to pox issues. I've never actually had any issues with pox on my dolls. On our recent beach holiday, our viewers will recall that I found an old and tatty CPK doll at a thrift store which I purchased and intend to clean up in the future. So this is an example of where it has certainly reignited my passion for CPK dolls. So the sixth thing that we really love about our doll collecting hobby is shopping for all the doll accessories. especially when there is a sale. It's so much fun and at times can be quite addictive. Just go back and take a look at our old videos and you can clearly see that I have quite the addiction to buying baby floral headbands. The struggle is real. Speaking of which, speaking of baby headbands, Daisy Bell, our reborn doll, is wearing one of the many lovely headbands that we have. Daisy Bell was reborn by Meg's Reborn Nursery, and she is looking so super sweet in this lovely pink romper from Sardon, which is one of my favourite baby clothing brands. Now over here on the right, we have another reborn doll, and this is Arabella Rose, and she's actually wearing the same headband. See, I told you the addiction was real. I don't just buy one, I buy two of the same. I often buy two of the same so I can match them on two different dolls. And Arabella, or Bella, was reborn by Look Alive Reborn Nursery, and she is the Lulu sculpt by Joanna Kazmierzak. Oh, look at little Bella. She looks like a peaceful princess. She looks so sweet in this Amelie romper with frill collar from Beeb. I used to buy a lot of baby clothing from that brand when Totty was a baby. So moving on to the seventh thing we love about our doll collecting hobby, it's choosing names and allowing our dolls' personalities to evolve over time. It's so much fun, especially when our dolls' personalities are introduced to our viewers. It's a lot of fun and it definitely adds another element of interest to the hobby. Do you have a cheeky boy or a sassy girl in your nursery? If you've seen our Toodles and Friends Vintage Doll series, you would remember Scarlett, our little sassy 1950s Saucy Walker who bosses around all the other dollies in our nursery. Now, she's not featured here today, but there are some other vintage friends, which I'm going to introduce to you now. So our sweet vintage dolls, they're all dressed in various shades of pink, and I'm going to go through and introduce each one of them and what era they're from and what type of doll they are. So this is Emerald, and she is a Regal doll from Canada. And the dress that she's wearing was made by my dear dolly friend Delia. This sweet girl is Tabitha, and she's actually an unmarked doll, which was very popular in Australia in the 1950s right through to the 1970s. It was expensive for doll manufacturers to ship their dolls to Australia. So companies would often contract out cheaper manufacturing companies to make cheaper dolls to ship to Australia. So this is an unmarked one. She looks very, very similar to my Regal Canada doll that I just showed you. She's probably a knockoff because in Australia we had a lot of knockoff dolls coming onto our shores in the 1950s and 60s. And her gorgeous fuchsia pink headband and dress was made by my lovely dolly friend Delia. Next we've got, this is little Lucy here, and she is a Madame Alexander doll from the 1950s. She's the Kathy baby doll. She's actually in her original romper. I took her bonnet off and I added that really super cute floral headband. I just thought it'd be really nice. It's sort of romantic. So she's really sweet, love her. And then moving across, we've got, so in the middle, this is Audrey, and she's actually a Toodles action doll. She's from the American Character Doll Company. She's also from the 1950s. These two dolls have moulded hair. And this little lady over here, she's Rosie. Look at her little rosy cheeks. And she has the most amazing rooted saran hair. She's also from the 1950s, and she's wearing a Polly Flinders vintage dress, and she's also a Toodles doll. So these two are Toodles, and that's Madame Alexander. And as you can see, there was a lot of inspiration going on in the doll industry where people were, or shall I say companies were kind of knocking off each other's ideas all the time. So yeah, I absolutely love Toodles dolls. I've got another Toodles toddler doll in my collection, but she's not here today. But yeah, they are just so super cute. But I often pair these two up together as twins because they look so similar, even though they're two different companies that made the dolls. And this sweet little dolly, her name is Katie Lynn, and she is the Vogue Hugaby Baby doll, manufactured in 1975. She's wearing a gorgeous vintage Polly Flinders dress and these lovely crochet booties. She is just such a little cutie pie and looking pretty and pink for today. So the eighth thing that we love about our doll collecting hobby is having an interest or a distraction whilst there is a lot of uncertainty going on in the world with this pandemic. It's been a much needed distraction, and it's been truly wonderful to connect with others whilst we've been in strict lockdowns. There is definitely a calmness this hobby brings to my soul. Would you not feel joyful and happy when you have these gorgeous little dollies to look at? Speaking of which, look at little Violet. She just has the cutest grin, doesn't she? So Violet is the Lara ballerina doll, toddler doll, from Ashton Drake Galleries, and she's still in her original factory outfit. I haven't taken her out of this outfit yet because I just love her original outfit, and it reminds me of my daughter Totty and her dancing ambitions. And here is another Ashton Drake doll, Olivia, and she's wearing a lovely, lovely outfit made by my dolly friend Tammy. I'll put a link in the description to her Etsy page. She just makes the most beautiful outfits, and a lot of us in the doll community know Tammy, but I've just matched Olivia's outfit with this gorgeous pair of crocheted booties. And look at her little bow in her hair, just super, super cute. What an angel. So the ninth thing we love about our doll collecting hobby is sharing our content with our viewers. It's so much fun coming up with content ideas and recording it, and it's so lovely when we receive the most thoughtful and encouraging comments from our dolly friends. It really lifts our spirits and it fills up our love cup. We truly appreciate you all and value your friendship. So here's Freya Noel, and she is our only reborn toddler doll in our collection. She was reborn by Eileen Kachia, and she is the Tibby standing sculpt by Donna Rubert. She is such a little chunky monkey and she's tricky to dress because she's very chunky around the middle. But she is looking gorgeous today in her pink and white butterfly dress with matching satin bows. Isn't it lovely? I love the butterflies all over the dress. We hope to actually add a few more toddler dolls to our collection this year, so fingers crossed it will happen. So last but not least, the 10th reason why we love our doll hobby so much. I don't think anyone would dispute this. It's the excitement of a new dolly arriving. For us, nothing beats the thrill of getting the box open to reveal our precious new doll. Not only is the box opening exciting, but all the fun and joy that comes afterwards with owning a new doll. So that's a wrap. Our 10 reasons why we love our doll collecting hobby so much. If you can think of any others, please let us know down in the comments, or even better, make your own video and explain what your 10 reasons are. We really appreciate you being here today and hope you enjoyed seeing some of the dolls in our collection and our take on our love for our own personal doll collecting hobby. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up because it really helps us out. And if you're new here today, we would love it if you subscribed and joined the Little Wattle Nursery family. Blessings to all our dear dolly friends wherever you are in the world. We love you and look forward to you joining us in our next video. Bye until then. Bye everyone.